Welcome to the Mitre Saw training. I'm Daniel Houghton, and I'm psyched that you're doing it. Bare minimum eye protection is going to be your eyeglasses. Safety glasses will get you more protection with this shield on the side. Goggles will be even more protection. I've got prescription lenses, so my eyeglasses it's going to be. And I don't like loud sounds, so earmuffs all the time. Take a look at our Mitre Saw station. It's awesome, but it's a mess. You cannot be standing on piles of rubbish like this. You're liable to slip and fall. So take a moment and clear out the floor so that you've got a clean spot to stand on. Grab the compressed air hose and try out the trigger to blast it. Do not point this at your face. Safety glasses must be worn when using compressed air because that's when you're going to be blowing small chips back up towards yourself. Use the compressed air to blow off the entirety of the saw and all the workstations around it. Then grab the broom and get all that sawdust that you've blown down onto the floor into the dustbin. I like to do this whole thing with the dust collection system going because it kicks up a lot of dust into the air, and that air scrubber really cleans it away effectively. Now the locks. The Mitre Saw should always be down and locked when not in use, so if it's not, let me know so we can figure out how to make sure that it's always down and locked. For your plunge action, you're looking for this lock on the right. Pull it out to unlock it, and it can help to push the saw down just a little bit to release the lock. Then come on up and back down and lock it again. Look around the other side on the left and you'll see a red lever that you can flip up to release the slide. See how the saw slides further out to engage bigger material? Lock that again and consider yourself ready to go. Now the miter table. Grab onto the handle and give it a shake to make sure that it's locked. Then twist the handle to unlock it and reach underneath and grab that red lever down there and pull up. While pulling up, you should be able to slide the miter table now to a new angle, something other than 0. Once you've done this, slide it back to 0. And if you want, let go of that red lever and notice how when you get to 0, the lever clicks down into a groove and the machine sits at 0. Twist that lock knob closed. We'll come back here in a moment. Now take a look at this big red lever on the left-hand side. This is the bevel lock. Go ahead and pull up the bevel lock to unlock it. With the bevel unlocked, push the saw to the left and pull it to the right to set a bevel angle. And look at the back of the saw at the 2 red needles that point at the angle that you're setting. After tilting the saw back and forth, set the bevel angle back to 0 degrees. Good. Lock the bevel. We are ready to begin. The trigger has a safety lock on it. You can't just squeeze the trigger. You've got to find the red unlock, pull it with your thumb, and that will allow you to squeeze the trigger. And with your left hand, it's the red unlock on the other side. Pull it with your thumb, squeeze the trigger. And when you squeeze the trigger, expect a little bit of pull, a downward tug of the saw. So be ready to resist that and be way up in the air when you pull the trigger. Get the blade up to full speed and then start coming down towards your material. Practice powering on the saw a couple times up in the air before lining up and cutting material. Get a piece of training material and mark it to 15 inches. Bring your marked material over to the blade and place it under the blade. Crouch down and sight along the teeth of the blade. And in real life, you'll be able to see your mark on the top of the wood, but I could not figure out how to get the camera to see everything and sort of focus on it all. So I'm putting a mark on the front for the camera. You're looking for this moment right here where the mark lines up exactly with the left hand side of the teeth of the blade. Now get the hold down stick. This 3-fingered flexible stick keeps you away from the blade and keeps your material down and back towards the fence. So land it on your material. You might have to line up your mark one more time. Push down and back towards the fence to keep your material held securely in place. Pull the trigger, activate the saw up in the air, and then slowly bring it down through your material, making your first cut. Very nice. When you're through, let go of the trigger, but keep holding the blade down, allowing the blade to spin to a stop before bringing it up. If you bring it up too soon, you're likely to grab a hold of your material and rip out the wood fibers at the back of it. Then put a tape measure on it and take a photograph showing it to be exactly 15.0 inches.